Hello, my dearest colleagues in Great Lagos State University. Well, LASU, we're great. I'm very delighted this day. That's a Tuesday, December 10th, 2024, to present this video guide for drafting the LASU advisory to the Lagos State government. Can you see the banner on my back? Okay, let me move. It is give God, look at, give God your weakness and he will give you his strength. So that is my motto. We are very weak like all of us. So we're giving God our weakness and God will give us his strength, especially in this matter. So we already have under the leadership of Professor Oseni Afisi, a great scholar, a great leader. So some of the advisories that were submitted approved, and we have 4 so far. We have education, that be on security, agriculture and food security, security itself from the Faculty of Arts. We have something from engineering, that's power, and then we have transport, traffic management and transport. So this is where we are going. That's the goal. That's the goal. Now, it would have been nice if all the faculties and schools in LASU submitted some draft advisory to our vice chancellor, so that when she gets to meet Mr. Governor, and Mr. Governor, oh, we have just 4, oh yeah, no problem. But what about, I know that we have faculty, we have School of Communication, we have Library Archival, we have Basic Clinical Science, and all of this. Well, I'm sure our vice chancellor will say that, oh, Mama will tell Mr. Governor, oh, yeah, we actually are moving. This is just the preliminary, the initial phase 1 of this thing. It took education, wait for it, maximum 12 days from start to finish. So what is the start to finish? I'll just show you. So this is the finish for education. And then, of course, you have this. Make you note that, look, this for the readers and for government and for everybody who is encountering this advisory to note that this is not just conjectural. Some LASU people sitting together and they're coming up with this. No, we collected data, and this is very important. The data that you collect using any instrument that you have must be uploaded for everybody to see. So this raw data are available at this site. So this is the advisory, the main heart, the kernel of the advisory. So you have the LASU advisory to LASG on education, looking back at 2024, looking forward to 2025. So you have to give 2024 in perspective, and then you go on to do what now? Look at the gaps that will need to be filled in 2025 for education, gaps related to access, to quality, relevance, and the rest of them. And then advisory to government for bridging the gaps from 2025. Now, this advisory should not be woolly, should not be generic, should not be just something general like that. But it should be smart. It should be specific. It should be measurable. It should have quantification. Look at this one. Recruit at least 5% more qualified teachers to reduce class sizes. So when you to measure this can be measured, rather than to say recruit more qualified teachers. No, please, my dear colleagues, nice but not so nice. We want it to be quantified. We want it to be measurable. Why do you want to measure it? Because at the end of this advisory, by 2025, we'll then check how many more qualified teachers the Lagos state government recruit. Oh, only 2%. So there's some failure here. But if they recruited about 6% or something, they will say, yeah. So you can see this further by providing at least 10 schools in each education district with adaptive equipment and infrastructure. So that's important. And learning materials to all learners necessary to in at least 10 schools in each education district. So compared to, say, provide schools with adaptive equipment and infrastructure, or provide learning materials to SS3 students in it, you got to be specific. So that goes on for the rest of this. You can see this 2-page thing is the advice. That's what Mr. Governor will read, more or less. If he has time, he will read the rest. So this is very important. Nobody did it for us. We expect every school of every faculty that is submitting sectoral advisory to format it like this, at least for a start. Nobody did it for us, we did it ourselves. So, and then you go on to, okay, this is the table of contents, project coordinator. So look at these contributing authors. I'm going to mention it as I plod along this video guide. See them all. How many professors you see there? None. Why do we have professors here? For two reasons. One is that we want to build capacities of these young girls. Actually, three reasons. We want to build capacities of these our colleagues, just our junior colleagues. And two is that, hey, professor, they're very busy. Demanded here and there, and may not have as much time as we can for here. But you will see where the professor will not play a role. But for the contributing authors, for those who've been in working groups, I think we should have mainly that's my idiosyncratic perspective to this. I mean, you just have this. Do you know who these are? These are undergraduates. Their results are not even out. They are final year students of LASU. Except, of course, Ishiake, who is doing his PhD, is staff of one of the departments. So all of these people are sorry, I'm using some pidgin English. So you can see the staff of LASU-LASG PhD holders. Umar Adam is of the Faculty of Education. The group leads that we had 5 groups. Research advisors. So the professors come appear here. When we did the Faculty of Education review, we did the 12 days. See the professors. See them. Look at Professor Rafiu Olaoluwa Okuneye, a great man indeed. Look at former dean. Yeah, former deans, they all showed up here. Even my current dean, Professor Akeduju, we're all there. We have submitted we had a technical and editorial review, and this thing goes. Let's just go quickly down this. That's the goal. That's where we're aiming for. So we're expecting from each of the faculties, sectoral areas, drafts that will look like this. So you are not just saying, we're going to bring photos. We did this ourselves. So you need to put some photos there. A brief history of education. I love this one because this is not me, Peter Okebukola, and this is Professor Shabani and all of these people. We took this some 3 weeks ago. So let's keep going. Yeah, this is also very important. Governor Sanwo-Olu has Themes Plus agenda right in his heart. Maybe his left ventricle. So you got to refer to this Themes agenda in everyone. He has to see this one. He has to see. Look at traffic management and transportation. The man has to see that we're addressing it. Let's see, education. We've done that. Entertainment and tourism, security and governance. That's quite important. Significance of the study, research questions. Let me pause here to underline this particular area. What are we doing? Please and please. I saw some research questions almost like 1 billion. We're not writing a thesis for Governor Sanwo-Olu. We're not writing some project report for this thing. No, we're writing an advisory. Straightforward. So what's straightforward about it? Number one, we're saying what's the current, that's 2024, state of education in Lagos State. The state of agriculture and food security, state of traffic management and transportation, state of security, state of whatever, here, state of health in Lagos State, 2024. We are some clusters which are this. Now, what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in the security sector, education sector, all the other sectors in Lagos State in 2024? You got to be underlining this 2024. Now, what are the key success stories in the sector in Lagos State? You got to tell Mr. Governor, oh, you spent 200 billion this year. What have you to show for it? We have to tell him that they did well in the different sectors. You have to give the success stories. They are, Mr. Governor. Nobody is perfect. You plan this, but you couldn't achieve it. Out of 10, you got 8. So you got to do a gap analysis. This is important too. What are the gaps between where the state is in 2024 and where it should be in sub-sectoral cluster in 2025? Now, the heart of the matter, what are the recommendations as advisory to the governor of Lagos State for bridging perceived gaps to ensure better delivery of education in the state? All right, so let's go limitation, conceptual framework. If you have need for that, you can go to the methodology. distribution of respondents by education district. We have to do by education district rather than by local government, so as to show the governor that all education districts were covered. But of course, you can see roles in the education sector: those who are students, who are teachers, principal, parent, community leaders, others, administrators. Administrators are Bama Didel, Bama VC. She was here. DVC, Professor Boyo was also here, and Dean. So many people with the word administrators, they took part in this stuff. Design instrumentation, look at instrumentation later, procedure, findings. Yes, you got to go research question by research question. Please format your submission in a way that will be attractive. Nobody's going to, I don't think Professor Afisi will now be getting another group or you'll be formatting for that. No, we are building capacity. So if you don't know how to do it, ask for those who can do it and then do it yourselves. So the research question one is this. So put some nice graphs there. So that's it. It has to be very illustrative. It has to be quite appealing to the eyes. So that's going on down. SWOT analysis this year. The education sector. You see, these are the governors and anybody they would really love this. The success stories. What are the key success stories? Which mention what we did in LASU, the basic education subsector. Look at it. So they will be happy because this thing will not stay on governor's table. It will go to the Ministry of Education, the commissioner, the special advisor, and then to all the principals and all that. They will say, oh yeah, this LASU people, they're strong. So they now know that we did all of this. Very good. So now the one is gaps. What are the gaps? And where should be in this? Look at it. The area of access, gaps to be filled, and look at the proposed target. We did not just say increase gross enrollment ratio and net enrollment ratio. We just had to put by a factor of 2%. I keep underlining that. It has to be smart. It has to be measurable. Not just say increase and just go on like that. That's not going to work. Quality. Upgrade facilities in at least 10 public schools in each education district. I can't overstress that fact that it has to be measurable. It has to have some quantification to it. And it goes on like research question 4, 5, and that's it. And it goes on and on, conclusion, and then you have this. So that is the goal, my dear colleagues. So after seeing the goal, so what steps will lead us to that goal? 9 clear steps. The first, set up working groups, and it goes on. So let's take it one by one. Set up working groups. So what did we do in education? I'm just going to use education as a model. Not that it's the best tool. It's just an example of many that we can come up with. So we had to get 16 scholars, undergraduates and postgraduate, and those who have undergraduates, postgraduate, and those who have PhDs. And I failed to mention the merit of doing that. Since this is annual, look, let's assume that you just load the place with professors. Another year, 2 years, 5 years, they will have retired. So look, let's get the young ones to build capacity. The sustainability of this project, of this annual advisory, depends on these younger ones. So we had to do, I showed that earlier. So then you develop and validate instruments for data collection. What are the typical instruments that are being used? We use the questionnaire and then we use the interview guide. Let's talk about the questionnaire for a minute. Yeah, let me use one questionnaire that is running well, and I'm so impressed with the Faculty of Arts within their security sector. They only launched this thing by 8 p.m. It was 300 and something. Now this is, look, it is 10:19. This 10:19 a.m. in the morning, and there are 457 already. So the questionnaire, ladies and gentlemen, should be, let me get into, let's see the view. Okay, let's this one. So look at this questionnaire. It is interestingly sectioned. The first section has to do with these programs and projects that Lagos State is implementing in that area. So you want to find out whether the respondent knows about this. Then how will you rate the performance of Lagos State security of life supply 2024? This is very important. and you go on like this. What ways do you call the 3 most striking achievements of Sanwo-Olu government? How safe do you feel in the following settings? So after this segment, you then have this everything is important to I tell you, but this one it relates directly to the advisory. If you don't have this, like one faculty showed us their instrument, and I said, no, this cannot work, because if the participants do not tell us, then you are not standing on a firm moral ground to now be telling 3 or 4 or 10 people coming to take judgment for. No. Let's ask the people of Lagos State. So they are asked to select what they consider to be top 10 recommendations for improving security of lives and property in Lagos State. So you can see this, you can see this, you can see this. And they are asked to recommend other programs or policies. So they have this. So let me show you. Let's see a bit of the responses so far that we agreed with security, with Professor Hussein Afisi, our chair, that we're going to show on Thursday to this group. So you can see here, more than 10 years, about 84.7% have lived in Lagos for more than 10 years. So that means they know this thing now. They're not just figuring. Look at the local government areas, you can see. Well spread out. Their age groups, let's see, this is 18 to 25. Yeah, that's good. Gender, we have more females there. And so look at where they are coming from. Almost all parts of Lagos, all parts of Great Lagos. So let's keep going on this. So you can see what's your occupation, which of the following security programs select as many as applicable. You can see they are all very Lagos State Neighborhood. Yeah, Lagos State Neighborhood. Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps. Yeah, and the rest of them. So that's fine. How will you rate the performance of Lagos State in security of lives abroad? This is quite interesting, and I mentioned it at the meeting we had. Well, more or less like a normal call, but it's skewed to the left. Skewed to the left means the leg here. Look. If you are reading graphs, leg skewed like this. If it's skewed to the left, it means it's good. It means the bulk of the respondents are moving towards the right. That means they're positively disposed to it. So 23% say on the average, but you can see many more are here. So they're more or less happy. The 457 more or less happy with what is happening in Lagos State with regard to security, and I'm sure Governor Sanwo-Olu will be happy, but there are gaps, as you can see there. When compared with other states in Nigeria, how do you assess the performance of Lagos State ensuring security? This comparison is very important. So all instruments must have this there. Please. So look at this one. What are the 3 most striking achievements? You can see if you don't have this, there's one of the faculties. I didn't put this one. You have to put it there for them to express themselves. And from here, you aggregate, you cluster them, some kind of cluster or factor analysis to bring them all together as factors. See all the grammar, they don't blue here. I'm very impressed with this though. So how safe do you feel in the following settings? So you can see. But these graphs, we are going to export the data, the Excel, to the faculty. So not we are not going to be doing anything for you. So this is the thing. What interventions would you recommend to the Lagos State government to improve security of life support in Lagos State? Select what you consider to be the top 10. That's the one I said. Look at the data coming out. So this is actually the one. Invest in infrastructure, improve street lighting, surveillance system, and security measures. Look at this. 63%. Followed by 51 here, which is increased police presence and patrols. Deploy more police officers. This is the heart of the advisory. But in our case, when we are reporting it, we are not going to say deploy it everywhere. You have to now look at the hotspots and then say in 10 hotspots or 2 hotspots or whatever. So it has to be qualified. Look at all that these people wrote here. What else the Lagos State government can do? So that's why it's important. You will follow the model of education and security, and of course we did the same for agriculture. So that's step 2. Let's go to step 3 of 9. Step 3 of 9 is, hey, look at it. I highlighted it. Concurrently, administer the instruments, implement the documentary analysis, begin drafting introductory sections of the advisory. Hey, what does that mean? Now, today is Tuesday, and it's 10:25 a.m. The instruments are going on. They are pouring in, responses are pouring in. Hey, do we fold arms and wait till Thursday? No. This is going on. We have to start implementing the documentary analysis. So what documents is security? The plans of Lagos State and all of the things that you can get, you begin to analyze them now. By tomorrow, you should finish your analysis. Then you begin drafting the introductory sections of the advisory. Today, I'm sure many of you have started. So what does that mean? The introduction, the background, if you have conceptual framework, if you have theory, the literature review, if you have whatever you need to put in there by way of the beginning part. And then you, next one, let's go to the number 4. You analyze data and report findings and recommendations. Let me tell you what we did in education. You may not wish to do it, but that is my view. It's a good model. We asked each of the working groups, we give them the data, analyze. Of course, they are skilled in doing analysis. So it's not a question of just getting 2 or 3, take SPSS, be analyzing for us. No, you are not building capacity. Get them to be in groups and let everybody have the skill to be able to do the analysis. Of course, they do, because many of them are senior lecturers, and some senior lecturers, and so on. So let them learn. Or let them strengthen their learning, not let them learn. We already taught them when they were doing postgrad with us. So each working group, yes. Now, number 5 is important because, hey, look at me, Peter Okebukola, everything is important. Working groups submit draft reports. So I'll just show you what we did in education. Yeah, so as you can see, this is group B. This is group, what is it? This is group A, by the way, led by Dr. LASU-LASG. This is group C by Dr. Esther Peter. This is group D by Umar Adam of Department of Science and Tech Education. He's just angling to get his PhD. So let's look at them. You can see the sizes. This is 5.62 meg, this 2.3. So you can see there are different reports. Let's look at that of Dr. Gbeleyi. Yeah, so this is Dr. Gbeleyi's group. As you can see, Olasunkami Gbeleyi, Uchenna. Okay, this is one of our PhD. She just finished a PhD with us there. Jamal is an undergraduate. Deborah, is an undergraduate. So see what they have. Of course, they reported this like a project report. Very wonderful people. So that's what they have here. I'll just you'll notice that in the synthesis we took from every component of here. So this is it. Yeah, to save time. Okay, look at how they drew their graphs. You can see that this is SPSS generated. So there's no intellectual honesty, no mago, no doctoring of data. You go there, you find the data. Anywhere you have in the world, there are about 9 billion people. If you like, go, just check. You find that our data are there. So this is the instrument for education. Even went ahead to put in how they did the cross tabulation and frequencies and the rest of the results. So you can see we had the results all the way down. But these are the graphs. So we expect everybody to plot their graphs. So nobody's going to plot a graph for anybody, which is this one here. So we'll do a formal launch of a Excel. So this is coming to, let's go to the end. This is, if you can look at it, this is, what is it now? How many pages we have here? You can see 98 pages. That is for Dr. Gbeleyi's group. Yeah, let me just take one more because they're all different, but reporting the same thing and getting the same kind of. Yeah, so this is Dr. Ibrahim Oladejo Adekunle Oladejo's group. So you see that they have some nice photos there too. Okay, look at their research questions, which we look at. They have 12, yes. No. They have 25 research questions. We aggregated this to for, as you can see there. So very okay. Look at the graphs that they plotted. As you notice, we took elements from each of the groups for the synthesis. So you have to plot your graphs, make them look very nice. These graphs are very nice. All right, so not to make this video to be too long, so let me stop here and continue the steps. Yeah, so working group submit draft reports. That's what we have just seen. And then number 6, chairman. That is my little self, leading each working group leader. And leads. That's the head of each working group to synthesize the advisory. That's the one that you saw. After the synthesis, we then sent to the faculty board and the external reviewers. We asked faculty board members, hey, please come, let us review this thing together, because we are going to be celebrating the thing all together as a faculty. Let me show you what we did. Yeah, so what did is this. What I did was to send this draft advisory to, you can see, dear colleagues in the Faculty of Education, as promised, please find attached for the Zoom review meeting on Tuesday, November 26th at 5 p.m. Zoom link and feedback form to be shared tomorrow, Monday, November 25. Have a great week and God bless. You can see today is the 10th. So we did all of these things. Like I said, what was a 12-day operation from start to finish. Our Faculty of Education staff read through it and made their comments known. You can see feedback by Faculty of Education staff. You can see them here. You can see the feedback, very nice, very incisive, which we then used as basis for upgrading the report. Yeah, talking about the external reviewer, we have to send it to the best. Professor Olushola Adeshope is among the top 10 professors of education in the whole of the United States. Boeing, the aircraft manufacturer. I mean, he's a Boeing distinguished professor of education. So he wrote and said the report presents an annual, this is the report, review of the strengths of the report, depth of the report, clarity of presentation, practicality of recommendations, potential areas for strengthening the report. We consider this one very important, and then conclusion. So thank you for giving this opportunity. So we have to get the best to give us an insight into what we need to do to improve the report. So that's step 7 of 9 done. Draft synthesized advisory reviewed by faculty board and external reviewers. And then we updated everything based on external reviewers' feedback and our professors in the faculty and others in the faculty review. So the full editorial, we've done. The version that's coming out now is the fully edited, which we are going to submit to the VC. Now, just print something, just yaga like that, but something that is exquisitely printed, very professional, looking attractive. When Governor Sanwo-Olu sees it, he will be dazed, even by the mere presentation of the advisory. But you see, you probably have noticed that there are 2 components. There is in the 21 or 25 page one, you have the 2-page summary of the advisory. It's not a executive summary, 2-page summary of the advisory. And then you have the rest in the 25-page document. But there is a technical report. The technical report would be all of these reports presented by my 4 groups. We're going to put them together again to include all those things, literature review, like big grammar there. Show that we're not just scholars of mean repute, we're right up there. So that's how this thing looks like. And Mama will then present to His Excellency Mr. Governor Sanwo-Olu. Yeah, that brings us to the end of this 30-minute video guide. We must, listen up, give God our weakness, and He will give us His strength. We are hoping that the advisory will go a long way in helping LASU in letting Governor Sanwo-Olu and subsequent governors of Lagos State know that here we have residing in LASU the very, very best. And that is why our first outing must be really good, because all those consultants that they are giving money to, the consultants, are they not our former students? Are they not, not be small, So we must tell them, see, man pass man. Thank you very much. Thank you to our leader, Professor Osemi Afisi, a great man again, and to our mama of LASU, Professor Ebiemi Olatunji Bello. We really love you, ma'am, and God bless us all. Take care.